All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to be joined by DJ Bibb from Fidelity, and he's going to go over the Agent One. So it's a closing cost app, but it has all kinds of really cool features. I think we've gone over this once before, but it's definitely something that everybody should have in their pocket. It gives you accurate buyer estimates, seller net sheets, all kinds of cool stuff. So we are going to talk about that today with DJ. But before we bring DJ on the line, we are going to bring Debbie Ciccone from Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning to everyone. I hope you're staying really busy out there. I'll tell you what, I am. It's crazy.
Always, Debbie. You're nuts. I love it.
Yeah. So just really quick about rates, because I know, that is something that everybody's interested in on a regular basis. And so basically a 30-year fixed conventional interest rate is going to hover somewhere between 6 3/4 and 6.875%, depending on credit score and how much a person is putting as a down payment. And jumbo loans, just so you know, are also, right around 6 3/4 to 6 7/8. We have really good jumbo pricing. VA and FHA are close to 6 1/4. Let me see this here. 6 1/4% to 6.5%, depending on credit score. And I just want to highlight a couple things. People were asking before the first of the year about the Dream for All program, which is that Cal HAFA program. It provides 20% down payment assistance. That is in effect right now. So if you have a buyer that is ready, last year when they had it, when it came out, they used up the $4 billion in 2 weeks. So you have to be very, very quick at, getting pre-approved. I can help you with that. And also finding a home and locking in, that once they find a home and escrow opens, we can basically lock them into the funds that they need. So that program is out. And also just one last little thing. Congratulations, Rhonda, on your giant deal closing soon. It went super smooth, and man, that was such a fun transaction. Everybody did so great. But I did also have a lot of people calling me about flyers, and so I made a variety of different flyers. Some we have handy, some Courtney and Kevin helped us with, but also if you, listreports.com is free to you guys. And I have an account with them. I pay for it. Basically, you can get really beautifully done, full color co-branded flyers with listreports.com. It also has an extension to the flyer for like your open house that states different things in the area, like schools and shopping centers, and highlighting whatever is in the area of your listing that might be important to a buyer. So I've extended a link to some of you. I'm going to be doing that as time goes on. And so check your emails, because once you get that link, you can connect and then, give the address to your listing. I'm not sure how it works on your end, but those are beautifully done free flyers. So just want to say that, keep doing such a great job. And I hope to hear from all of you, in the near future. I hope that business is coming to you.
Absolutely, Debbie. And easy way to get a hold of Debbie is phone number and email address on the screen here. And then, of course, I always put Debbie's contact information on the replays and the webinar invite. So easy to get a hold of her, right? And then Alexis asks really quick, listreports.com. Is that how you get there, Debbie?
Yes, yeah. And if she can send me an email, I will send her a link to listreports.com. Again, it's free to the realtors that partner with me, and they get beautiful flyers.
Awesome.
And I can also, provide flyers for other, highlighted, I've got one for the basic CalHAFA, not the Dream for All, and quite a few other programs. But Alexis, send me an email. It's Debbie, DEBI at cvmloans.com, and I'll send you a link.
Perfect, easy deal. And yeah, so always easy to get a hold of Debbie. Debbie is a rock star, as Rhonda in the chat is pointing out. So thank you for that, Rhonda. Awesome. Well, hey, Debbie, thanks so much for coming on the webinar today. We appreciate it, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.
See ya. And Tasha Wilmore says, yes, she is. So there you go, validation.
Thank you, Tasha.
All right. So Bill Seitz, of course, is not joining us today, but he will be with us and with Lauren Nowak next week. And we're going to go further into that buyer contract so we can really be prepared. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on our guest, DJ Bibb. Good morning, DJ. How are you today?
Good morning, Kevin. I'm doing great. Yeah, I was on mute. Sorry.
Not a problem.
Morning, Kevin. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have you. You always bring really good insights to our webinar. So it is a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Can you enable my screen share, please?
I will.
And those list reports that she was talking about, I've seen those. They are fantastic. You can get some demographic information about proximity to schools, the rating of the schools, restaurants, recreational activities. They are great reports for any area.
Yeah, and then I just so you know, DJ, I keep getting on Mondays, I get your updates of all of the what do you call those reports?
Those are the Altos reports. So
Altos reports, yes, those are fantastic. So if you haven't signed up for the Altos reports, well, absolutely you should, because they're amazing. It just really gives you a good, maybe you can just give them a quick overview of what the Altos reports do.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Altos reports are different from the list reports. The list reports are marketing based, and they are demographics of, stuff around the community. The Altos reports that we provide, those are more market data reports. So those will show things like whether it's a buyer or seller's market currently on a rating scale. It'll show the amounts of inventory. It'll show median and medium sales and list prices. It'll show the number of price reductions that are occurring. And there's many other stats within there. Very clean, simple, easy to read. They come out on a weekly basis, so they come out every Monday. And so the data is really as real time as is available out there. And what's neat about it is you can scroll back on the graph week by week and see the actual numbers change for whatever stat you're looking at. And they can be broken down into any individual city or zip code. So you can really kind of hone in on a specific area, and you can get them for anywhere in the country, which is fantastic. And they're absolutely free to the agent, something that we pay for. So you can just subscribe, and you can be on a weekly email drip where you just open it up and there's the info.
Yep. DJ's got a lot of free tools. So if you haven't connected with DJ yet, definitely should do it. And Tasha says, where do I subscribe?
Just send me a text or an email and we'll get you signed up. I'll simply reply to the email asking you for which city or zip code you would like, and I'll take care of the rest.
Easy deal.
Um,
Ray B asks, what's your email? It is DJ Bibb. You've got a couple. What's the best one you want to use?
DJ@djbibb.com is probably the simplest.
Yeah. And Ray, of course, when I send out the replay for today's webinar, I'll include his information, and DJ's information is in our Agent Resource Center on the website.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So one quick update before I get into Fidelity Agent One is everyone's been asking about the Easy Street offers and if I have any update to how that's going and what that's working, because if you remember, that was brand new to us when I presented it to you earlier. So I've had a number of signups from agents in your company, which is fantastic. And I've only had real feedback from one. And I'll be honest, he submitted about 3 properties. This is out in the Indio area, and this is probably a month or 2 back. And unfortunately, there were no investors for those properties that he had out in that area. So I don't know what other people are experiencing in other markets, but out there, currently, there were no investors in the platform to generate those offers. So we have yet to really see, great feedback from it or some deals come out of it, I should say. But the one thing I did, go ahead, Kevin, did you have a question?
Oh, you're probably going to go into it. I was just going to say, if there was any other feedback from other areas that you maybe have heard from other agents.
I haven't heard firsthand yet. I'm looking I'm still following up with all the agents, hoping to get feedback. I think a lot of people signed up and a lot of people are getting familiar with it, but they haven't submitted a great number of properties, which is what it takes to really, get a gauge.
Yes.
But what I think is the most exciting part, what I've been most excited about with the Easy Street offers is the farm data. And I just got my first set of the farm data from them. And I have them working on another one. And I'll just share this example. This was for an ARG agent down in San Diego. We submitted an entire zip code down in San Diego, 2 Easy Street offers. And what they tell us is they will scrub that against their buyer pool and give us back all the properties that check, the investors' buy boxes, meaning people would be interested in buying these properties. That way, those properties can be marketed to, called on, or door knocked. And I'll just give some preliminary numbers. The zip code included 12,909 properties total, so almost 13,000. And after they scrubbed it, we got 3,511, so 3,500 properties that matched the investors' buy boxes. So that's taking a really big area and focusing it down on a smaller group where you can target these people and say, hey, I have a buyer who would be interested in buying your home, and have that be a legitimate perspective or take on it. And I'm having them add an additional filter, which is they can predict through their own algorithm which of those properties are most likely to sell, meaning the sellers are most likely to want to sell. And they can break that down into an A, B, and C category. So you can really take a smaller chunk and really be aggressive at it. Another one you can probably go after next. And then maybe another chunk where you can say, you know what, we're going to put those off a bit and we'll address those later. So if you're interested in Easy Street offers, I'd be happy to get you signed up, or I'd be happy to get you a farm package so you can start to go after those if that's something you want to do. The farm packages do take about 5 days to come back to us. Just a heads up to set expectations, but those are now available.
Well, I say, why wouldn't you?
Right? And you don't have to do it for a whole zip code. Like if you have a specific community or area that you target, why not find out which ones hit these investors' buy boxes?
No, it's just a great way to understand your farm, understand your market, know exactly what's going on. so you are the expert. So that's really cool. That's another great tool. So thank you for bringing us that one, DJ.
Of course. And so now, without further ado, I'm going to jump into this Fidelity Agent One. So
Excellent.
I don't know how many of you guys have seen this. It comes from a company called Palm Agent. So if you've ever seen that on social media, Palm Agent, this is it. It's branded to us. Our sister companies, we own Chicago, Ticor, Lawyers, Commonwealth. They all have this app as well. And it's simply called, if you're at Ticor, it's called Ticor Agent One or Chicago Agent One. So ours is called Fidelity Agent One, but it's the same app. So if you've seen it before, you're seeing it again. And if you haven't seen it, please pay attention, download it, play around with it, get familiar. This is the country's #1 real estate closing cost app. Tom Ferry has just kind of discovered this in the last year or so, and he's been doing entire seminars on how agents should be utilizing this or could be utilizing this to do better business, more efficient things with their business, and even to go get more business. So he loves it, and he's a big promoter of it. So what this is, essentially, it's an app that goes on your phone. There's a desktop version as well. And it was designed initially, right, to address all the math problems, all the numbers that agents encounter in their conversations with their clients. The idea was, say you're at a party and somebody asks you, how much would it cost for a monthly payment on a home like that, or some question to that effect. And instead of having to say, well, let me call my lender tomorrow and let me follow up with you, this app was designed so you could address that question right there on the spot in 10 to 30 seconds, get an answer to the numbers question that you were asked, and continue to progress the conversation forward. So they tried to make it as simple as humanly possible, clean, easy. All the closing costs are built in. And then from there, they just started building on it and adding in more layers of different calculations and some marketing materials and things like that. So this is just a flyer. I'm going to share a different screen and we're going to dive in and actually look at the app.
Awesome. Yeah, when you have this kind of information that you're providing to your client on the fly, you are the professional. You are providing value. So this is just one more tool that just really, puts you in that position. So this is great.
So right here, you've got some options at this dashboard. You've got the buyer calculations, the seller, you got additional calculations, you have estimates. These are things you've saved. And then you've got the premium section, which we'll get into last. So right here is the buyer calculation. All you need to do is put in a home price. We can put in, say, $2 million. It defaults to the down payment, but you can adjust anything. It defaults to the interest rate. Again, you can adjust anything. Scroll down. You choose a closing date. We will go 30 days. Click compute. Lets you know that escrow fees over $1 million are just an estimate. Again, these are estimates. They're really good. These are actual numbers from an escrow company, from our escrow company. But we want you to fine tune those once you actually go into escrow. These are just to progress the conversation. And within seconds, I've got some numbers back, right? So I have my monthly payment. I've got how much needed to bring to close. And then it breaks it down to principal and interest, your taxes, your insurance, your down payment, your prepaid closing costs, and your fixed closing costs. If we click detailed closing costs, it breaks everything down. So you can see why those prepaids are so expensive, because lenders will require 14 months of insurance up front, 4 months of taxes, and 15 days of interest. So when you look at it that way, it doesn't seem so expensive. And then you break down the title fees, the escrow fees. They have a flood cert endorsement, sub escrow, I mean, they put the appraisal in here. They really put everything in here, the recording fee. And then all of this is editable. So if you wanted to take out anything or adjust anything, it's really that simple. So you're not stuck with something that you don't like or you don't want to present. And then, of course, all of this is shareable. You click right here, and this works from your phone just the same. And it puts it on a nice letterhead, very professional and easy to present. You have templates on the side of different formats that you can choose. So you can make it look really a lot of different ways. We've got a little bit of demographic information in there. And then if you wanted to customize it, right? What I love is if you're doing an open house, right? And the person says, oh, so how much would the payment on this be? You can say, well, hold on just a sec, and I will send that to you. You can hit edit property. Let me go back to this template.
Yeah, I like that template.
Yeah, it's a little more numbers based. You edit property, and you can add a photo, and on your phone, this will immediately go to your camera or your camera roll. So you can add a photo of the property. You can add the client's name. You could put Jill. You could add some notes. You can put a video link in there. You can sign it to make it look professional. And you hit update. So all this is happening in seconds. So you can have this preloaded, ready to go when you're doing an open house. And then all you ask for, you can choose your color for the background. I mean, you can really do a lot. But you just ask them for their phone number, and you can text them this report on their way out. And then they have this report from you. It has your name, your contact info. It has your headshot. It has picture of the property, who it was prepared for. It's got all of that. And we just did this in seconds. And it's this beautiful thing that they can take with them.
That's a great thing to remember you by, right?
We like to think so. It's printable, it's downloadable. You can share it on social media. So you can use these for a lot of different purposes.
Yeah, that's really cool. Why wouldn't you share, that to your social media and, put a little story behind it, like, hey, we just sold this property. These were the closing costs. This is what you can expect. Just giving more information to, prospective buyers. I think that's a really cool idea.
Mm-hmm. It's got this little secret feature. If you turn your phone sideways, it changes things. So it'll adjust the offer price by increments of 10,000. It'll show you how much the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So the total monthly payment shows you how much that will change with that. So if you're, if they're wondering, okay, if we change our asking price or our offer price, what's that going to do to our monthly payment? And of course, you can always change these to $20,000 increments or $50,000 increments, depending on the price points you're working with. And of course, this chart is shareable with them as well. So it allows you to do some really quick calculations on how little their payment might change depending on an adjustment in the offer price.
And then really good question from one of our guests today, Cameron. Cameron asks, is there an embed code or any kind of iframe that Fidelity One agent would provide us with so we could embed that into a website?
Great question. We do not have an embed code, but this is a web-based tool. So you could potentially have your own web designer, embed it. So it lives on your page.
Yeah, Cameron, I have some ideas on how that could be implemented, but that's a great question because what an awesome thing to, of course, be able to, offer to people on your website. There's, other tools, of course, that you can do, but this is very robust. So this would be really cool if we could implement that. So great question, Cameron. Thank you.
It has this smart compare button, which changes it, gives you the 30-year loan compared to the 15-year loan, just the side by side. And again, you can get more details on that as well by clicking the details button. And if you remember, all I really did on the input side is I put in the home price and I put in the close of escrow date. That was all I put in. And so you can put in as much or as little as you want. You can add HOA fees, you can add miscellaneous, you can adjust the interest rate, you can change the down payment to reflect a dollar amount or a percentage. You can change the loan type. So really you can do as much as you want, but you saw how easy it was. All I put in was the home price and the closing date. And you can even do this add address, right? So if you put in just
I like how your example is a $2 million property. We're shooting high, right? Let's see if we're going to do examples. Let's go, come on.
yeah, sorry, I'm in Newport.
Exactly. There's not much below 2 million in Newport.
No. So this home link will find out what the estimated taxes are on the property. So that it'll add the actual taxes in there, which is neat. So you can do all kinds of neat things. Let's go over to a seller. Has anybody ever been asked for a seller net sheet? I'm sure I'm sure you're up at night, talking with your sellers and they're trying to figure out what they're going to net, and you're emailing escrow, gosh, can I get a net sheet? Or maybe you got a net sheet from escrow, but now your client wants you to adjust the numbers just a little bit and you have to wait for escrow to get back to you. I don't know about you. I get these texts at night asking if I can do one. And I kick them back to my agents in like 1 minute. And they're like, how did you do that so fast? And it's right here. I can add the property address. And it's going to find the property. It's going to find the loan amount. If you didn't already know the loan amount. This is an added feature, this home link. You don't have to use this. It's going to add the property taxes. You can put in the sales price. We'll go back to the 2 million. The broker fee defaults to 5%. Everything is adjustable. You can put in the list of repairs, miscellaneous. It added the property taxes from the home link, the seller loan balance. You can put in, say they owe, 750. Wait, this is to calculate the loan balance. So this is, if you don't know their loan balance, you can figure out what the initial home price was, what their down payment was, and you can kind of arrive at a loan balance. Or you can just put one in. If you know it's, roughly 750, about the interest rate, click the close date, compute. And lets us know the escrow fees are just an estimate. But again, I put in very little information. Here's their net at close. Here's the details, the sales price, the loan balance, prorated taxes, closing costs, net at close. And again, for those details, you simply click on it. It breaks it all down. Here's their title fee, their escrow fee, the sub escrow, the disclosure report, transfer tax, termite inspection. I mean, it really puts everything in there. And, if your termite inspection costs more than that, again, you just go up to the edit tab and you can change or delete any line items from this. Again, every calculation has this little secret feature. So if the sales price changes just a little bit, it reflects that in what their net would be on those different increments. And you can change those to larger increments just by hitting this gear button. And again, you can share that as well. So if they're wondering and you're trying to negotiate that offer, gosh, how much is that, $10,000 difference going to change my net? Well, it's reflected right here in everything.
Wow, that is so cool. I really like that, DJ. And so again, this, this is something that you're going to be able to pull up and, have this at your fingertips when you're on a conversation or in a conversation with a potential seller. And you're going to have very, very meaningful numbers for them that will help them make decisions. But obviously, you're going to be working with somebody like Raquel Bauer with Legacy Escrow, and they're going to get you a net sheet that's accurate to that property and all the specifics. But this is a very good tool when you're just trying to get a deal and you're just trying to get a listing. So you're able to whip out these numbers very, very quickly. And so you again are the professional, you're the one that is providing value. So I really like the tool, DJ.
Thank you. We can put Raquel's escrow fees in here if you like, and they can select it as their default escrow company.
Very cool.
Again, they're just estimates. We want you to call your escrow officer before you put anything in stone. You
Right.
probably have a better deal when talking to your escrow officer. But for stock ballpark numbers, it's a great tool, and we can have Raquel's numbers in there if you want.
Fantastic.
By clicking holding costs, this gives them an idea of what their holding costs are going to be over 30, 60, 90, 120 days, that they're holding out looking for more money. So say it's like, they already bought the house and, I don't know. It's just added information. You can put in multiple offers and run a scenario like that. So you can add a new offer in there. Again, everything is shareable, just the same way the buyer information was. Breaks it all down, very clean. Again, when you fill out the profile, it's going to be your headshot, your branding, your contact info, your logo, everything. Additional calculators. So they've got all kinds of additional calculators in here. There's a rent versus buy. There's a multiple offers, which will allow you to put in the different offers side by side with all the different criteria, and it evaluates what their net at close is going to be. And it just makes it really clean and easy for them to compare. There's a sell to net that kind of does the math backwards, right? If they need to net X amount and their loan amount is this, it does the math backwards and gets them back to that sales price. And then it shows them, again, incrementally, how much that would change if the sales price varied a little bit. There's another one in here, which is the PITI, monthly affordability. This is a neat one if you're working with a buyer. So the PITI, right? That's the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. That's the total all-in monthly payment. So if you had somebody who was renting and they're like, gosh, I pay, $5,000 a month in rent, how much house can I afford? Well, you just put that in and hit compute. And it tells them this is how much house they can afford with 10% down. And here's the loan amount. And if you want to change that to 15% down, that's how much house they can afford. 20% down, that's how much house they can afford. So before they've met with a lender, gotten pre-approved, you can kind of pre-qual them really quick to see what price range you guys can be looking at. And of course, all of this can be shared as well, just like everything else. And it breaks it down really clean and easy to understand. You can save this to your estimates. Let's jump into the premiums because a lot of people are very excited about these. So the premiums, this is like having your own built-in, marketing department, right? It's very, very easy. And the premiums, this costs 99 cents a month or $10 per year. So it's extremely cheap, and it has all kinds of infographics. So you've got all these infographic reports in here. Should you wait to buy, you can click on this one. gives this nice, clean little comparison and evaluation. And again, you can change everything. So the home price, $2 million. Appreciation, you can decide how much appreciation you want. I think Zillow just predicted 3.5% over the next couple of years. So you can add that, hit compute, changes everything in seconds to reflect the numbers. So here's how much equity they would miss out on if they bought later. Even if the interest rates go down, it has a suggested caption for you. So you can copy the caption, you can click share, and you can immediately share it to Facebook, download the image, share it on TikTok, you can print it, so you can email it. Very cool. It's got some swipeable ones. So these are all the standard infographics in the library. I mean, there is tons of stuff in here.
Oh, those look really cool. And, our agents are used to me, saying ad nauseum, you, at the beginning of the month, you set out what kind of social media posting you're going to do, and you just knock it out. So this is another tool to help you do that and to get some really meaningful stuff in your feed. Another really cool use for this stuff is, our agents know that I'm a huge proponent of the welcome kit, the client welcome kit. So when you're creating your client welcome kit and you're knocking door to door and you're dropping these off, or if you're just meeting with someone for the first time, you can have a few of these printed up, and depending on what the meeting is, you can have these printed up in as inserts in your client welcome kit. And so these are really, really cool, and that's just great content to put in there.
Yeah, and they've got monthly marketing packages. And even if you have your own, marketing company or department that you work with, and
They do.
This is just food for thought, right? These are more ideas that you can have them create for you. It's got swipeable infographics. So all these come with multiple slides. Because they say swipables, right? Create more, they stay on there longer. So anyhow,
just like video, much better traction. You get a lot more hits on those.
Yeah. So there's a whole library of those. I hit back and I lost it. Where did I go?
I swear they're there.
Yeah, I think I just lost a connection for a second.
DJ, a couple weeks ago, I lost our connection on the webinar completely, and we dropped out mid-webinar.
Oh no, oh no. So we're back. We've got filters in here. So these are all filters for a Facebook post. So this is like an overlay that goes over your image. So you can do just listed, past client review. You can do a holiday thing, just leased, just rented, just closed, open house. All of these will overlay over, the picture that you have in your camera roll. So those are neat, and those are instantly shareable for those. First, you got videos you can share. So
very cool.
These are designed for Facebook, Instagram, stories, all kinds of stuff. Shareable calculators. So these are really neat. These are like a lead gen type concept. You asked about sharing stuff. So
yeah.
This is rent or buy. You can click on this. This is designed to be shared on social media. It's ready to go for Facebook. It has the caption built in. And it wants the viewer to run the calculation themselves. So we'll just put in home price desired, 500,000 down payment, current rent. You hit go. It does a calculation for them. And want to learn more? Yes. So it has these triggers in there for them to put their name and email address. Some of them are, do you want to get a more accurate value, right? And they click yes, and they put in their name and email address, and those go immediately to you, the poster of the calculation. So these are all fun. They get people that follow you to play around for themselves and tinker, and then that creates more engagement.
Yeah. And we have one quick question from Mike. He says, is there a quick capital gains tax estimator?
Ooh, let's go to the calculations and find out.
Right. Home equity, nope. I don't see one. That'd be a great one to add, huh?
It is. It might be embedded in this home equity calculator. Oh no, that's for a home equity loan.
Yeah.
So that's not it. I bet you it's in here somewhere with finding out the equity, and then you can just deduct the challenges are, right, you've got the $500,000 or $250,000 deduction, right, for primary residence if you've had it for 2 years, and then you've had all the improvements that you've put into the home that you can deduct. But again, those would be great little line items to add to the calculator. I'm going to find out, and I will email you guys because, as you see, this is new. They keep adding. It seems like almost every month they're adding new features to this, which is so great. It's not tired.
Love it.
They even have a buy down calculator, so you can.
I was just looking at that, DJ. I was like, that's cool.
Right. So, I mean, you can spend all day playing with this. And figure it out. 2-1 buy down, 3-2-1 buy down, permanent buy down. So you've got options there.
Boom.
And there's what it comes up with.
So cool.
Get these monthly and annual savings right there.
And this just provides all the info for someone to make an educated decision. It's just really, really cool stuff.
That's right. And the more familiar you get with this and comfortable you get with this, the more you can implement it into, oh, hey, I've got that in my back pocket, and you just pull it out, and in 10 seconds, you have some information. So there's some tutorials in here, which is fantastic. There is a whole video library, right? With your sellers, your printouts, your premiums, your buyers, additional calculators, home link. Here's that multiple offers thing that we looked at.
Multiple offers can be stressful for everyone involved. There's so many variables to work through: price, closing date, cash versus financing. Even the lender could be important if you know certain lenders have a great reputation for getting deals closed. But packaging the offers, presenting them to the seller should be completely stress-free as long as you have Palm Agent. Simply open the app, touch calculators. Now you'll see one called multiple offers. Start by putting in a few pieces of information about the seller, their name, address, loan information if you have it. Touch next, and here's where the fun begins. Offer one is $585,000 with $10,000 in earnest money. They want a home warranty of $500. Not always smart for multiple offers, but they're going to close in 60 days. Simply touch add offer, and now let's go on to the next one. Offer two is $565,000. It's all cash. They're going to close in 30 days, but there's a contingency that their home needs to sell first. Offer three is $575,000. They want to close in 30 days. The buyer's putting 25% down, which can help make appraisals less of a concern, which is always nice. Now simply touch add offer. Now you can look at all the offers and the nets together, touch edit. You can rearrange them in any order you would like. You can even put a star by the one that you want to make sure the seller sees. Quickly build a custom report that includes all closing costs, title insurance, real estate commissions, and quickly help your seller down the path of selecting which offer is going to work best for them.
Yeah, so as you can see, there's a whole library of really quick, easy training videos so you can figure out and dive as deep as you want to in the different calculations. So yeah, this is, without boring you with too much more examples, this is Fidelity Agent One.
No, that's perfect. That's a great overview, DJ. Really appreciate you bringing this one to us. Again, need to get a hold of DJ. I will have all of his information on the replay, and just DJ Bibb at djbibb.com.
That's correct.
Perfect. Easy deal. Bibb with 2 B's.
Yep. And Kevin, I sent you yesterday a link that people can just click on to sign up. It helps have a quicker registration process, and it falls it under, my name, so they can reach out to me if they have any questions. So if you want to share that link, however you're going to share all this information, that would be great.
Easy. Yes, I will put that link on there. So agents, you can expect to see that when the replay goes out this afternoon. So DJ, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you all for having me.
Agents, get out there, make it a great week and a productive week, and we will see you on the Wednesday webinar next week.